Hi everybody, welcome to the live. Uh, oh, there we go. Hi. Hello. I am trying to send an invite. Okay, I invited you to join, but I sent you a request. Did you check your Instagram? Is it up to date? Hello. I'm trying to add you to here, but nothing's coming up. Hi. I tried already 2 times. I'm gonna try again. Hello? I'm trying. Hi, India Side Trance. Hi. I don't know what's going on. Can everybody hear me okay? Oh.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. It's better now.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what's going on? Technical
Wow.
issues. How are you?
Yeah. I'm great. It's been a beautiful day after a few days of raining in
Uh,
Auckland.
oh, yeah.
And yeah, super sunny today, but it's still very cold. Oh my God.
Oh, really? Hey, here it's like super hot.
Yeah. Oh my God. I envy you.
Yeah.
And
Um,
I'm not used to that weather at all, because I'm Brazilian, especially from
yeah.
Northeast. It's like hot during the whole year. It just and the winter just rain. And yeah, I miss the weather in Brazil because here's so cold.
Yeah, here it's been we had like crazy weather last week, like 40 plus, so it was super hot. And
Wow.
yeah, and a lot of fires in British Columbia, so it's been really smoky here and
Uh
yeah.
huh.
But yeah, apart from that, I'm good. I'm can you see me okay?
Yeah, I can see you okay. I can hear you okay. I'm gonna put
Okay.
some music. Let's try with some music. Let's see. How's the volume of the music right now? Can you hear a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah, I can hear a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Right. Put it, since the beginning. Yeah. You look great.
Thank you, and thanks for doing this. You know, wasn't much notice, but thanks for doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and nice to meet you also.
Yeah, that's it too. Like such an honor to be interviewed by you. You've been like a big reference for me back in the days.
Oh, really?
First, yeah. It's really
Yes.
amazing to connect.
Thank you. And so, yeah, yeah, like start by asking you like your DJ name or your artist name. Is there a meaning? Like, where does that come from, and how did you get the name?
Yeah, Divinori is yeah. There's a meaning. There's a beautiful meaning, to be honest. And it came up when I was in a acid trip in 2004 in a party. There's in 2004. There's this magical party with some friends in a beach in Bahia,
In Bahia?
and yeah, I'm from Bahia, and full moon, just friends, a small party with some international DJ. I think EVP was there from England. And during the nights, I had this beautiful insight listening to that music in the dance floor, listening to Psytrance. And I really went far on that trip, and I reached a space of pure light and joy and healing. And I was really connected to Divine. So that's the name, Divino. Um, and I really want to be that guy that wants to play divine music. And so later I added the suffix RI in the end.
RI, yeah.
But Divinori, yeah.
Okay.
The guy that plays divine music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then originally you're from Brazil.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And which part? Originally you're from Bahia also?
Yeah, I'm from Salvador, Bahia. Salvador is the city, the blackest city outside Africa.
Yeah.
And that has a good bond with Africa and a huge population of black people. And Bahia is actually one of the first place first place in Brazil that received the Psytrance. In the beginning, I think beginning of 90s, I think some travelers came back to go. I think Max Lanfranconi.
Yeah.
Max from Africa, you know.
Yeah.
He bring the friends to Brazil, and I think he has a home there in Trancoso, south of Bahia. And he started the whole movement there of making parties and bring the first open air parties in front of the beach at full moon, and that's how it started.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I've been there to Trancoso, but like very long time ago. Like
true.
Yeah, when I was like 16, 17.
Wow.
Or maybe even younger. Yeah, maybe 15. Yeah.
Just traveling around, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I went to visit there, and there was some Italian friends there, and that was my first ever time to Brazil, and it was it was really beautiful.
Yeah, you told me that you played there, right?
Yeah, I played, but not in Bahia. I can't remember exactly if the name of the town that I played in Brazil, but it wasn't in Bahia. I know it was maybe São Paulo. I don't know, maybe São Paulo, maybe. But yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, like what year was that? Do you remember that?
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't know, maybe 80 something. 89 maybe.
Wow. Yeah. Long time ago. Cool.
Long time ago. Yeah. Now I see the parties in Brazil are like way bigger compared to in that time, you know.
Yeah, right. It's huge, like massive. Like I was doing party in Brazil, actually right before I came to Auckland, and we are getting bigger in Salvador, like 5,000 people, like in 24 hours party, and yes, Brazil was getting really big about that.
Yeah. So then I want to ask you also, how you you know, like started getting into music, and like what were you like into? Were you always into electronic music, or how did it all start for you?
Yeah, it's a cool story. I started to connect with electronic music, 96, 5, listen to radios, but the strongest connection was when I was maybe 16, 17. My father bought a TV cable, and there's this musical channel called Music, and that's how I started like to engage. I was like, after school, I was running home and just to that channel, and started to connect with search for the names for the artists, and and then came MTV with that channel like Amp.
Yeah.
Right. The Yeah, it was really cool to connect, and that's how I met the artists like Moby, Crystal
Okay.
Method, Prophecy, Kraftwerk, Chemical Brothers, Suffix Twin, and yeah, that's how I listen. And later, few years later, I have a bunch of friends, good friends, maybe two or three, that they are very geek, and they show me Psytrance for the very first time.
Okay.
Uh, Show me Infected Mushroom, that album, Classical Mushroom in '99. Yeah, and it was really amazing to me. It was That's how I connect with Psytrance first time,
Okay.
and that's
And how old
started.
were you?
That moment was 17. Yeah,
17. Okay. Hmm.
yeah. Uh-huh. And then 1 year later, in 2000, I started to play. Yeah, so that's my connection with how I met electronic music.
Okay. And what did you start playing with? Was it vinyl or CDs or?
Because I came from a small city, there's not much equipment available, and we are just a bunch of friends doing party at homes, at the beach, and we are just computers, using computers and speakers, like
Okay.
softwares. And a few months later came the CDJs, and yes, I played with vinyl at some point in the beginning. I was learning how to play it, but I really didn't engage too, because to buy vinyl, I didn't have money at that time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was going straight to computers, softwares, to CDJs. Yeah.
Okay.
My brother says Boards of Canada. Hey, Danilo.
He said what?
Boards of Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that this guy that's speaking right now, he was the first. He went to India in 2003. My brother,
Okay.
and yeah, he was doing some work there in ONG, and he brought me my first CD. Yeah, I think was the
Ah.
yeah, but I was before that I was playing like MP3, downloading everything. Like to the first 2 years of my being a DJ was like playing MP3, downloading music. And this guy brought me my first CD, and I noticed like super fast that the quality of the music was another thing, like perfect. And that's how I started to invest, and support artists to buy music. And yeah, the artist I think was Greenhouse Effect. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Greenhouse Effect. I think that they don't exist anymore. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So after that, I started to buy, and I'm still like supporting artists. Like playing a lot. Yeah, but mostly CDJs for sure.
CDJs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what would you say your style is?
Nowadays, I like throughout all this year, I play so many styles. My most I'm playing right now is full on, 145, 148, 150, sometimes most night. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, throughout this year, all this year, like I changed so much my style. There's some point I spent like 5 years playing Goa. I spent another time. I spent like 3 years playing Swami, dark music, dark psy, yeah, progressive a lot. I get bored very easy, and I have to change all the time. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm guessing you haven't been to Goa then. Have you been to Goa?
Yeah, that's what's my plan. I went last year after I came to Auckland. My plan was stay here for a while and go to Goa in the season, in the beginning of the year, to celebrate my 20 years as a DJ.
Yeah.
And the COVID came and
And destroyed
nothing.
it.
Like, yeah,
Oh dear. Oh
yeah, it
no.
was part of my plan. Like 2020, 20 years as a DJ, I have to go to Goa. I had this really bond with some friends there, and I'm gonna meet some friends. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna play some parties. I was already doing some connections, and it was supposed to be a big celebration, but now it's postponed.
Postponed.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I. So when did you? What was the year you started DJing then?
2000.
2000. Okay.
Yeah,
So
2000.
yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, and then so you started playing in Brazil, and is there like when was like your first like big party, and was it outside of Brazil or inside of Brazil?
Yes, inside of Brazil for sure. We started play with these friends. We are create a small crew to make some parties like house parties and beach parties. And after a while, after 2 years, I connect with a big, very important crew in Salvador, Bahia. That's Sono Moon. They are play a big role in the underground music in Brazil, especially in
Okay.
northeast of Brazil. Yeah, and
Okay.
started to make. I signed with them as a DJ, and we started to make parties together. And yes, like 2, 3 parties per year, and
Okay.
really good.
Okay. And have you played outside of Brazil?
Not yet. Auckland was my first international. New Zealand was my first international.
Oh, you froze there. You
Okay.
froze a minute.
Yeah, New Zealand
Yeah.
was my first international travel, and yeah, that's yeah. I play here in New Zealand. Yeah,
In New Zealand. So how long have you been in New Zealand now?
I came in the end of 19. Yeah, almost 2 years. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
right before it.
And how are you finding New Zealand?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I really like the size. It's like a small country, small scene, and it's a place where I could reconnect with the parties, with the essence of psytrance. Because back in Brazil, yes, we have huge parties, we have underground parties, we have like commercial parties, but I was feeling like the loss of connection that was feeling in the beginning of the scene, because that family sensation, and was
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. Two things become too much commercial, right?
Yeah.
But you still find in Brazil a very, very special uh, parties like celebrations in the bush, in the beach. Brazil like grow, get big through all the directions, like very underground and also very commercial. But yeah,
Yeah.
but it's amazing. It's like a family, and I could.
Oh,
We're back.
yeah, we're back.
I can't see myself, but that's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I could feel love. I could feel love again. I was in this festival last year called Dimensions, a really good festival, one of the
Okay.
most important festival here, Dimension. I love that festival. And during the night was in the moment that all these friends, new friends that I have, in the beautiful of the in the middle of the beautiful nature, and I feel love again for that. I had this
Yeah.
sensation that I was in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
I
that's the
really,
problem. Like, I mean, that's what happens when it gets like super big, right? With everything, it gets like really commercial, and then you kind of lose that, kind of like magic a little bit. So
yeah,
yeah, sometimes it's nice to go back to like smaller events, and yeah, it's like a different vibe.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. After 20 years, I was traveling back in Brazil. I was traveling, especially in the north, northeast, sometimes in the south, traveling all Brazil to play at some parties, and to be here and had a chance to restart again, make all these reconnections, get to be known by the people, show myself,
Yeah.
and my kind of music has been funny, like really good, to restart again, and
Yeah.
you're going to rethink yourself, um, analyze what's missing here, what can I bring to New Zealand in terms of music, culture. Yeah, and I'm still trying to find a way to bring something new, because what I feel here is that uh, it's most full on all the time, and
Oh yeah.
I miss Goa. Yeah, I miss Goa in the parties. I miss dark music. I miss more forest, and I miss progressive. So all the styles, you have like a bunch. Uh, Possibility of styles, right, in psytrance, and I miss that. So I miss the kind of um, variety. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Variety. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for my English.
Oh no, it's your English. I was gonna say your English is very good for a Brazilian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Funny. Yeah. Yeah.
mm.
Um, yeah. So and I mean, what's your opinion? Like, I mean, you've been also like DJing for like 20 plus years. Like, what's your feeling of how everything's changing, like the music and like, yeah, what do you think about? I mean, how has it like changed to you? What?
I think the music itself changed for better, for sure. We have speaking like technically, I think music got more uh, it's more clarity, it's more punch, it's more quality on the music in the production, and yeah, like I said, it grew up to all the sides, right? Very commercial.
Hi,
The
Marley.
music is
My son is here too. Hi, Marley.
it's just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, my son. Yeah, yeah.
I
He's gonna
saw it.
he's
The
gonna
big
be
guy.
eight. Yeah, he's gonna be 18 on Thursday.
Oh my god. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying. Yeah.
So yeah, I think like music become better for sure. Have like a big influence of other styles, from techno, from bass music, and I think music become better for sure,
Yeah.
especially the quality. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
What about you?
uh,
What are your opinion about it?
me?
Music, back days
Um,
and big music.
I don't know. I mean, I like a lot. I like the new stuff, but me, I don't know. Personally, I prefer the older sound.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe it's maybe not the sound, but more like like the story of the track. Like there's not so much story anymore. It's just more like I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain for me, but yeah, I
Yeah,
found that
I,
the music. Huh?
I totally got you. Yeah, yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
like
that.
like sometimes now if I buy, like say if I buy a couple of CDs, if I order a couple of CDs with various artists or what on there, and I listen to the whole CD from the beginning to the end, it's like I don't really, you know what I mean? I can't think, oh, that's a cool track because it all sounds the same. There's no like story, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that I don't like so much. Um, obviously there's still a lot of artists that I love that, started back in the 80s or 90s that are still making music now. So they still have a little bit of that sound.
Yeah.
But a lot of it now for me is a little bit too like drrr, and it's like I don't know, like what do you do
Yeah.
with that like all night long?
Uh-huh. I got it. I got it. I think that's a good point. I think where if we think about it, I think it all started when people with the digital selling about music, and when they stopped to make albums and they started to just release tracks, and then I think because when you do an album, right, you kind of like put it, all the intentions to tell a story, not even
Yeah. Yeah.
tracks, but the album itself, all the tracks tell a whole story. And yeah, I think that's started to lose this essence of when they started to just selling tracks, you know, like
Yeah.
commercial. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of DJs that I know that, started before me or when I started, and a lot of them are not DJing anymore because they don't really like the sound, and they don't want to go and play at a trance party if they're expected to play that kind of music, which is kind of sad because I mean, before it was like if you were a DJ, it's like you could just come to the party and play what you want to play, and experiment a little bit. But now it's like, people I think people, they come to trance parties and expect a certain kind of sound.
Yeah, that's the problem. I
Yeah.
think in the beginning I have this crew that not only make parties in Salvador Bahia, and they also provide workshops, and they provide the culture of electronic music to the public.
Yeah.
And they are teaching how to play with vinyl. They're teaching about each kind of electronic music. And one of the good things that I learned with these guys is the fact that you have to bring something new to the public. The one of the important role of being a DJ is bring something new to the public, not bring what they are expecting to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
don't know.
yes,
So maybe,
yeah.
maybe like the whole scene has to go like underground again and then, start up again, maybe something, I don't know.
Big restart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I think it's happening now, right? I think with this COVID thing, I don't know
yeah.
how we're gonna what's gonna come up with this, but I feel that some artists are revision itself about what kind of music they are producing. I'm thinking very positive about this. What
Yeah.
we're gonna come up with this gonna
Yeah.
be for the better for sure.
For the better. And also I wanted to ask you, have you like ever produced anything of your own?
Yeah, I was back in before I came here. Actually, not before. I was studying a lot, 5 years of production, and I was starting to produce techno, not psytrance, because
Okay.
I have two, right? I play psytrance, and since 2000 as well, I was playing both styles, like house music, techno. Yeah, and I was starting to produce techno. I was really keen
Okay.
to produce techno. Yeah.
Okay.
And I started I joined with some friends, and we're starting to make parties, and we become crazy about party, like one party after the other, and I stopped to do it because I have no time. It's too much work on the parties. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So did you
What about
also
you?
so you also DJ techno?
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
another project called G-Sun. Yeah,
Which one?
that's what G-Sun from
G-Sun?
Sun.
Okay.
G-Sun. And I played techno for over 5 years now. And
Okay.
before that, I was club music, house, tech house, and I came to New Zealand and I connect with these guys, Brazilian guys. Really lucky to connect with these guys because they play a big role in the underground music in Auckland, and they call it Chupa Trance, and they do some parties, club parties here, and I connect with them. And in the beginning, I was analyzing what kind of music I could bring to the parties, and I started to play acid techno here. Yeah,
Okay.
which of it, yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
now we were doing big parties in the clubs and open air. I started to do open air parties, and yeah, that's it. I also play techno.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And out.
And chill out? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did chill out. Well, I attempted to do chill out one time in Japan and I found it really difficult.
Really. It
Yeah.
is. It's all
It
about
was
being creative.
difficult. Yeah, it was difficult also because a lot of people, they expect me to play trance music. So then they came and I'm playing chill out and they're like, what? Yeah, they
Well,
weren't they
work.
weren't too happy about it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing because in the beginning I had just one name as a DJ, and I started to play psytrance, and I getting bigger as a psytrance DJ. And sometimes I was keen to play house music or techno or whatever, and people came to the party and said, "What the fuck they're playing?" You know.
Yeah,
And that's
right?
how I started to separate. Okay, I have to create a name, and I like started to divide things, because yeah, people are
Yeah.
getting upset.
Yeah.
But here
Yeah.
in Auckland, New Zealand is good because you have this big intersection of people that go to the parties and they listen to this uh, big variety of music. They can go to techno parties, they can go to psytrance, and it's amazing that there's no barriers. Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good.
I guess that's a good thing about like some of the festivals, the big festivals, that they have different stages so people can, listen to other types of music if they want.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
yeah. Go. That's
yeah,
New Zealand. They have a big festival with bass music, techno, and psytrance, and it's amazing. 4 or 5 stages at some
yeah,
festival. Yeah.
yeah. So do you plan? Are you like planning to produce any like trance music or
Yeah,
not?
I live with some Brazilians, and now one of the guys are starting to get into music production, and now I have time to do it. Yeah, yeah. I'm keen. He guy that started wants to start to produce psytrance. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm keen to. Yeah. Uh-huh. But I'm like just starting my life in New Zealand, and yeah, there's a lot of things to do before that.
Yeah.
It needs right in energy
So how long do you plan to stay in New Zealand then?
forever.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's an amazing place. I have this really good bond with New Zealand, with friends and partners, business partners, and I think I'm a party producer as well, and I'm already helping these guys from Chupa Trance do the parties. I'm a art director, I always doing some art for my parties.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm
So
trying to
that'll be
bring some.
so it's like your new home.
Yeah, it's my new home for sure. I'm loving it. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Well,
But
it's supposed to be a beautiful place.
yeah, it's amazing. The nature here is amazing. There's so much love in this land. So much love. It's like unspeakable.
Yeah, that's
So much.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Have been producing?
Um, Not recently, no. I haven't produced for a long time also.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I did well, I only did one album ever, my one album, and I've done like a few tracks that I was on my CD mixes that I had released. But they were all released in Japan. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um
Cool.
So yeah, but it's been a long while, and I'm like thinking about it now. Maybe there's a few people that keep on like bugging me to start making
Yeah.
music. So yeah, maybe I'm thinking maybe in the next couple of years to have something come out. Maybe.
Uh huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And what about British Columbia? How's the scene there? Tell me about it.
Uh,
Curious.
Well, yeah, it's so-so. It's you know, there's the big festival, Shambhala Festival, but they had just one small like trance stage, and it was a lot of like, you know, different kind of like music going on. There's been a few, like I'm like closer to Vancouver side.
Yeah.
So I know that like Toronto and Edmonton and Montreal has more, I think more of a, you know, the trance scene going on. But
Yeah.
here I don't know, here I find it's, even from like a lot of the organizers that I know here, I think they find it very hard to get people to come to, like, if it's only trance music, you know, there's like very small people, and it's hard to like build it up, I think, unless you do a party that has like trance, techno, you know, house, or you know what I mean. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's kind of a bit difficult. So
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
yeah,
Yeah. In New
so you
Zealand.
know, sorry.
Same in New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, it's nice. I mean, I think it's nice to have the small parties, but I guess for the people who are organizing it, it's kind of difficult, because if they pay the money to for the equipment and everything, and the like to the land, then it's, they need to make that money back, and it's a little bit difficult.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There are some people. Can you see their? I don't think.
Oh yeah. People from Brazil. Yeah. Bello, my brother, Christine, my beautiful friend from New Zealand,
Yeah,
and a
then somebody
lot of
says I can't understand conversation in English. Long time. I guess. Sorry about that. Yeah, and sorry I didn't. We don't have the option to do subtitles. Maybe. Yeah.
oh
So.
my God, even my mother is here.
Oh, really?
Hey, mother.
Wow.
Wow.
Hello. That's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom would be here, but she's in England, so she's sleeping at this time.
Oh yeah. How are she? She's okay. She's healthy.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Yeah, she's good.
Nice.
I guess she's a little bit sad that she didn't make it to Goa last year because of everything, but because normally she goes every year.
Yeah, yeah. What about
Yeah.
you? You used to go to Goa like in the seasons or?
Well, yeah, I used to live there, and then I moved, like I came to Canada like 11 years ago, and then I had a little bit complications to get my residency, and then I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went back to Goa. When was it? 2020, for the first time after, you know, 11 years.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was a big shock for me. It was a lot of changes, and but it was like super nice to, you know, to go and see like my Indian family, you know, that I grew up with or went to school with. It was super nice. And
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and I played at the Hilltop, which was also nice. I mean, it was yeah, really different for me, you know, because the last time I was there, the parties weren't that big, you know, and
Yeah.
uh, and the stage wasn't so massive, and so yeah, it was yeah, and also, you know, I was only there for 10 days, and it went so quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely needs more time, especially in Goa. I
Yes.
think it was Antaro, you know, DJ Antaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at some point was 2006, 2007. I don't remember much. He was there and he played on our parties and he said, "Oh my God, this is." It was we are playing together in the beach, and came to me and say, "Oh, this is really look like Goa, you know, the 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 bush, the palm trees, the
Trees.
beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
It look like Goa. I feel like in Goa here. So yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you
Um,
yeah, hopefully you make it there one day.
yeah, yes. But as soon as this thing over, it's gonna be my first travel for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it would
There's a
be
lot of
nice.
act. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So let's change rules right now. I'm gonna be the one interviewing you.
oh, really?
So tell me one of the highlights of your career.
Oh, wow.
It can be three, it can be one, like the biggest one. Like as far as you remember, a big party, a crazy moment.
There's a lot. There's a lot. But
Yeah,
I think for me, like, well, my first obviously was being able to be a DJ for Juno Reactor. That was, obviously the, was like everything happened so quick for me, because I was like pretty young and I was like DJing, but nothing really serious.
yeah.
And then, Mike McGuire, he knew me from before, but he didn't really know that I would like was DJing and stuff. And he heard me play at one party in Goa, like a really small party. I was opening for GMS. It was like small, and he said to me, and I thought he was joking because he said, "Hey, if you come to Europe or to England, give me a call." And yeah, I think it was like 2 years later, I went back to the UK, and then I hooked up with Mike. Like we were at a party and we started talking, and then, he introduced me to Ben, and they said, "Hey, you should come, and we're going on tour. Like we want you to open for us." I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So yeah, that was like a massive thing for me.
Yeah.
It was really amazing in one way, but on the other way, it was like kind of funny because a lot of people were like, "Well, who is she? How come all of a sudden she's come from nowhere and she's like opening for Juno? Like, what's going
Yeah.
on?"
But at
But
the
yeah,
point you
that
sorry. At the point you're been to Japan, or was before or after that?
yeah, I had been to Japan a little bit before that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I played at some parties there before, and a little bit in Israel. But yeah, as soon as I played for Juno, like we went to Greece, we did Greece, I think France, like few European destinations, and then as soon as I came back to England, it was like boom. And then my next big like experience for me was when I went back to Japan. And yeah, then it was crazy because in Japan, the Japanese people, when they're fanatic about something, it's like boom.
Yeah,
It can
they're
be
crazy.
anything. It can be anything. It can be a little like little character or whatever, but if they like something, then they're fanatic. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I made it like huge, like I made it so big in Japan, and I was like, everybody was like, my nickname was Psycho DJ. Like they just went crazy every time. And yeah, then I got signed to do these to do a CD, and so I lived in Tokyo for 3 years, and yeah, so that was like, and the parties there were just amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing, yeah, just yeah, every single detail and the
So
decoration and
all decoration and equipment, everything.
yeah,
Artists.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Cool.
also the people, I got really made some amazing friends there, and yeah, just lived with the Japanese people, and yeah, it was amazing. Um, and I don't know, like where else was like that's like memorable for me? Mm, I mean, there's been so many amazing parties in Goa, like back, that we had. Like, I mean, even before I was DJing, I used to go out partying all the time from a really young age, and yeah, just so many like amazing experiences, like 3-day parties, and staying like non-stop for 3 days, just dancing.
I know
Yeah,
this
maybe,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I miss those parties.
Me too, right? Like
Yeah.
once in a year, I have a Ressona is a party in Brazil, like in the Chapada Diamantina is a big natural reservation. in a place that has a lot of crystals, and there is some histories about UFOs and all that.
Yeah.
And but it's crazy. It's crazy. The energy. It's like 3 days parties non-stop in the middle of the bush, and you
Yeah.
see crazy things in the music, like
Yeah.
super under
Yeah.
beautiful people, like very, very underground. It's amazing. I miss that too, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here
And
you can find in New Zealand some good underground parties. I made a connection with these guys called Zimbacid, and they're playing a big role in underground music as well. Forest music, dark music, high tech, and yeah, they're really good on that. They're French guys, and
okay.
they're yeah playing a big role in the ground scene of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good to have this same sensation back in the days, you know,
Back
from
in
the
the
ground.
days, yeah. And
Yeah,
also
yeah.
like yeah, we had amazing parties in Portugal, like, you know, when the first well, actually before the original boom started, it was it was called Good Mood Productions, and we did some amazing parties for them.
Uh,
And then it went from Good Mood to the boom. I mean, I played at the first Boom Festival, which was crazy. Like, it was, compared to what it is now, it was so small, you know.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Cool.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I, you know, I also like a lot of, like, when I listen to music now, like there's so many like cool like female techno DJs that I'm like really into. And yeah, sometimes I wish that I would have got maybe into playing like a different style also, but yeah, I never really, it was just Goa trance was my thing, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah.
yeah. Like I that's was me in the beginning, you know, like grabbing every piece of music, loving it. I'll get very excited of all kind of music, and at some point I want to play like everything, you know, like
Everything.
I'm crazy. That's but I actually I play a lot of styles. There's some point in my life I played dubstep, like spent like maybe 4 or 5 years playing dubstep, house music, even disco, like a lot of tech house and now this techno. And I started as soon as I arrived in New Zealand. I came to these parties, like especially with this guy, the French guys, and was playing a lot of high tech. Before that, back in Brazil, I didn't like much high tech, and I really connect to high tech here. And shit, I started to play high tech as well, like you know, because
I think it's good to I think it's good to have a lot of varieties, you know, of music, because I think you have more options of playing in maybe different parties, whereas for me I didn't have that option really, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So, but also, you know, I think also when you know, when I started and when I kind of like not stopped, but you know, like slowed down,
mm,
it was also a different kind of scene, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So
mm,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, got it, yeah,
Yeah. So I think now if I started, you know, DJing like again, like you know, like full time, I think I would also try like being a little bit more versatile, you know, with
yeah, yeah. You
um
like that?
sorry.
You like techno?
Yeah, I really like some of the techno that's out right now, yeah. Um
Yeah,
but you know, growing up I mean I was always into uh I always listened to all types of music. Just for DJing, I was like only, you know, Goa style, but I mean, I grew up on all sorts of music, you know, from reggae to soul to R&B. And, you know, and when I first came to England, I used to go out to the clubs and I used to love like drum and bass and, you know, like I love drum and bass and then house, techno, you know.
yeah,
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 yeah. But
yeah.
my first electronic party, not psytrance, but electronic party, was drum and bass. There was this big artist in Brazil. He's a worldwide artist right now. It's DJ Maki. He's a He's a drum and bass artist, and was my first party was in 1998 or seven, Salvador. Yeah, and I loved that in a
Yeah.
club. Yeah, yeah. Was stacking on was big beat, stacking on drum and bass,
Yeah, there's some
and
cool drum and bass and garage music, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
In England, they were a lot into like the garage music.
Uh,
Yeah. But yeah, there's some good, in England, there's some really cool, like, female drum and bass DJs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You remember
Yeah.
first psytrance party in Goa?
Mine?
You remember first Goa trance party?
Oh,
Hard question.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I used to go to parties like my mom used to take me sometimes, like she would come and get me to take me in the morning time to go to the parties. I was like, I don't know, 8, 9 years old.
Wow. Actually, your mom was a big influence to you. She went to the parties.
Yeah, yeah. She went to the parties, I mean, yeah, that's how I started like, listening into all this electronic music, you know. And back then it wasn't like, full on Goa trance. It was like,
Yeah,
it was,
acid music.
yeah, and like, Kraftwerk, Front 242, Nitzareb, all those kind of, sounds. It was nothing really to do with like Goa trance,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then, more sounds came from like Germany, Belgium, and and then it started like the Goa sound started.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Was a
um
concept. Yeah.
yeah, and like way before that was like, yeah, it was like all hippies, and it was just like they had bands playing, you know, like just
Yeah, yeah.
live bands. Um yeah.
Progressive rock and roll, like very psychedelic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
But of course I can't. I mean, it's so hard. Like I've been to so many parties that I can't really actually remember, put my finger on my first, where was my first party, but obviously it was in Goa somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. I remember my first party because some really amazing, beautiful uh, thing happened. I was in 1999, I think, or 98. I didn't know what psytrance was in that time. It was 97, something like that, in a party in the beach. And at that time, I was living like far from the city. I was living in the countryside, and it was me and my ex girlfriend, and she went there by bus super early, and the guys were still like setting up the party, and it was in the front of the beach. We lay down in the sand, and it was just two of us, and I was looking to the sky, and I saw this huge shooting star in the sky with a
Wow.
big green tail. And like give me goosebumps every time I talk about it. And like huge thing. And then right after this, the music started,
Started.
and
Yeah.
it was super alien. Like a huge. I never see something like that in my life.
In your life,
Like
yeah.
the big green tail, like was a big sign off for me. Like like that's your
Yeah.
right place.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you have I mean, do you have like a big family? Like do you have many siblings, brothers, sisters?
Yes, just one brother older than me, and my mother. Just me, just him, me, my mother. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you miss your mom?
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Miss my daughters, my two daughters.
Oh, you have two daughters also?
Yes,
Wow.
two beautiful cats.
Ah,
My
wow.
little cat.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah. And Yeah, I miss Brazil a lot, especially the hot waters, the warm waters in the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But obviously you go back to visit, right?
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
can wait in Brazil again. Not now. What's happening there is a sad, just sad with this
Yeah.
president. It's really, he don't care about Brazil.
Brazil,
He was
yeah.
on. He does respect the indigenous people. And he's a really idiot.
Mm. But that
Getting
happens
back.
in most countries. It's the same kind of problem, I think.
Yeah, I think world is becoming crazy about that. Like,
Yeah,
especially,
man, it's insane.
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of sad to think that it's in this day and age, it's still kind of this kind of shit is still happening, you know? Sad.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
After so many years of
Yeah.
bad examples, we're
Yeah.
still like people that bad people.
Yeah.
Mm.
What to do? We just have to try and stay, positive and be kind as much as possible and hope for the, hope for the best, I guess.
That's the way. That's the way. Right now, I feel like so lucky to be here in New Zealand.
Yeah.
One of the best places in the world to be about COVID, and not only by that, this is a special land full of love and kind and
Yeah.
blood healing process that I'm having here, and yeah, and
That's
that's
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, hmm
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah.
able to parties, like, oh my God, how lucky I am, to
Yeah.
still play. All my friends back in Brazil like struggling about that, and all my business parties that we are doing very good about parties back in Brazil, doing big parties, trip parties, big parties in the year. They are like stuck. Doing,
There's still no parties happening in Brazil then?
yeah, that's everything. Like, stop it. Universo Paralelo, one of the biggest uh, New Year's festival in the world right now. It's supposed to happen this year. They just postponed it,
Oh,
because yeah, it's super sad.
okay. Yeah, because
And yeah,
I know that my friend Paranormal Attack, he also was like waiting to go back to Brazil, but I don't know what's going on, and he was also missing being like partying and stuff. But yeah, I don't really know what's going on there. I thought maybe it had started, but no.
yeah, no, not really. And to be honest, I think it's gonna take a while. Uh, Maybe next year, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And then I wanted to ask you, like, what platforms can we listen to any of your mixes, or I mean.
Yes, there's a channel in SoundCloud.
Oh, there is? Okay, because I was
That
looking. What is it under?
is Divinori Sun.
Oh.
And I need to update it. Last set was a acid techno set that I played on the festival here, on festival,
Okay.
one of the, and that's new Psytrance set. But at some point, that's a good point to talk about it. At some point in my life, like back in like 5-10 years ago, I started to record my record movie record, cameras, record all my sets, and I
Okay,
stopped to
video
put
record, yeah.
video recording, and I have a channel in Divinori Sun on YouTube. There's a lot of recordings there, 1 hour,
Okay.
1 hour recording. Yeah. But sometimes I put set on SoundCloud. But when I put set there, it's not a set that I play on that particular party. I just make sets for people listening in other occasions, like home, driving, because I think like record the set from that you play in a party, like it's not gonna be the same sensation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So SoundCloud, YouTube.
Divinori Sun, they're all the same name. Yeah.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
tried. I went on SoundCloud, but I couldn't find you. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
nothing was coming up. But I will check it again for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, me also. I haven't put a lot of stuff up either.
Uh,
Just I don't find the time. I'm with my daughter, and yeah, my son, he's like growing up now, but with my daughter, she's still young, and so yeah, I don't really find time to do some mixes. I put up one like I think over a month ago now,
mm-hmm.
but yeah, I'm not
What style?
sorry.
What style? The set? What kind of music?
Well, it was go a trance, but I think for me, I think it's a little bit like compared to what I know, I think it's a little bit more full on than I normally play. uh, yeah. But yeah, I want to put a few more up there. I want to put like a kind of like a morning style up there, and yeah. And then I think I want to put up like an old mix. I want to get my old stuff out and put up an old mix also.
You have your DATs and everything?
Yeah, I still have two DAT machines working, believe it or not.
Really? Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But a lot of my tapes, like a couple of weeks ago, I got my DATs out and I put, but a lot of tapes like just so worn that they like ting break, and it's like ah,
don't
yeah,
touch it.
yeah. It's a shame. It's like oh my god. But then I wonder if I can tape them and fix them? But somebody said there is a way, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's something. And yeah, that's a
But
lot of
yeah,
people.
like I have so many, like I have like 3 or 4 boxes of like DAT tapes, like, but yeah, I look at some of them and I'm like, yeah, no, that would like wreck my machine. So
Oh my God, yeah.
yeah, I think somebody was asking me the other day. They messaged me inbox messaged me. They're like, "Wow, you still have a DAT machine?" He said, "I have like 5 DAT machines, but none of them are working." I was like, "I know and I don't think there's a place you can repair them anymore either."
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
not even in Japan. I don't think you can get them repaired. So
Uh, super old technology, right?
yeah.
I think the last time I saw someone playing tapes was good. Jill
Go
on
Gil.
Universal.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the opening at Universo Paralelo, and was, oh my God, supposed to be 24 hours, but he played like almost like 28 hours. Like, oh my God, it's been like the first night I spent like 9 hours. The first moment 9, and the other one I spent like 6. I came back, sleep, eat, take a shower, and come back because it's crazy. Like
Wow.
28 hours in front of
Yeah,
the beach.
that's
It was
his
beautiful.
style. Like, he likes to do the whole party. He doesn't want other people to play. So
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why they put him to play. Just do the opening of the festival. The festival actually stopped everything, and then start the festival started. Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Well,
Yeah, but I think Gil is also playing with CDs now, no?
I think was a mix of dot tapes and CD. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That I saw on the stage. Yeah.
And so before we go, and also wanted to ask you, what are what are some of your favorite artists or DJs in the electronic scene?
Electronic in general.
Yeah.
Afex Twin. What I listen nowadays is Afex Twin, Board of Canada. Still listen a lot of Daft Punk. What else? Got a good memory. Yeah, these guys. Side trains.
Have you got it? Have you got any favorite DJs that you like, or?
Carl Cox, for sure.
Carl Cox. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sweet.
like yeah, he's a big reference to me as well. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
especially on techno.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Psytrance, I still
Yeah.
like listen a lot of the full-on stuff. Electric Universe to me, like Space Tribe, all these old guys that's been there. Still love I love
Yeah.
Buja Boy as well, you know. Yeah, yeah. All these full-on artists that I really love it. And I'm listening to new stuff as well, like especially the prog dark Xenon records and stuff.
Okay.
People love Xenon records music here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Somebody's saying good morning. Good morning. Well, it's good evening here, but good morning to you.
Yeah. I think it's freezing to me, like all the text. Just I cannot see myself, and
Oh,
just
really?
yeah,
Oh.
I can see the message to people. But anyway,
Oh, I'm sorry. Why? How come? What happened? It froze?
I don't know at the I don't know. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there's a few people here saying good morning. There's a few people joined now, but a few more people joined, I guess, because they're waking up. Different parts of the world.
Yeah, yeah. That was a tricky time, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, like Canada, then Europe, and then India and Brazil. Like
Brazil,
it's all like, that's why it's
every
sometimes, yeah, sometimes for me to get an interview like for the right time for the president, it's really difficult, you know, because it's like, yeah, all these time zones.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
beautiful about Psytrance, right? Like every corner of the world, you have freakies, travelers, and people that love Psytrance. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, you
That's
know, we're a big tribe, really, if you think about it, you know?
yeah, huge tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else? What else did I want to ask? Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask. Let me ask you. You know, like, is there any like crazy or funny story that you've had as a like playing at a party, or like, you know, has there been any kind of like funny experience you can tell us about?
Mm. Funny story, crazy story.
Somebody says hi,
Any that I
Divino.
don't remember. I think one of the craziest thing was maybe Carnival in Brazil, right? It's
Yes.
here, and I got to play there.
Oh,
Side,
wow.
yeah, like so, but Carnival in Salvador. There's Carnival in Rio, right?
Yeah.
Kind of Carnival, and then have Carnival in Salvador, Bahia, which is huge as well. It's like 6 million people,
Whoa.
and like it's huge. It's huge. And I played there in the party, and I played Psytrance, so it was really amazing station. You know? All these crazy people there that don't know about this music.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, yeah. And I think it was on a gay parade as well, a love parade that I played there, and like almost like 600,000 people, and
Wow.
there was amazing. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, yeah. And there's some like beautiful stories to me as well. Like I think in the beginning, I always back in Brazil, I always do parties in the beach, in front of the beach. I grew up like playing. I grew up as a DJ playing the beach and like a lot of parties in the beach, and always something magical happened, and
Yeah.
always they putting me to play on the morning and the sunrise, and I always have this breeze that came from nothing. Even there was no wind, I always feel like a breeze coming to me on that time once, and yeah, that's kind of magical thing. One time I see aliens. Yeah, it was it's a lot of crazy stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I have a lot of crazy stories that this is so many
Tell one?
parties and, huh?
Can you tell one?
Well, you want to hear one story that like for me was like the most, like I will never forget it because it was so bizarre for me, but it was in and it never happened just that one time. So I was playing in Ibiza for the first time, and it was in this club, you know, one of those clubs that they have all like, you know, the house techno, you know, with all those fancy smoke and, you know, anyways. And one of my best friend, she was there with me, and I had literally just started like 5 minutes into my track, and there was a security, like there was supposed to be a security guy, okay, big security guy.
Okay.
And so I was like in my zone, like just getting into my, you know, set. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, what's going on? And then I looked, and there's this guy who came from behind me, and he's like grabbing my boobs. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
You know, and I'm looking at the security guy, and then my friend's looking at me like, what? And I'm like saying to him, like, you know, like pissed, like, what are you doing? Like, and I pulled his hands, and then the security guy, like my friend goes, and he's like, oh, well, I thought it was her boyfriend. It's like, yeah, no.
Oh.
Yeah. So that for me was like, it was like horrible.
Yeah.
It killed my whole like vibe, you know. I was like, get the fuck, I want to get the fuck out of here, you know. Yeah.
Oh my God. Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of my like stories that I would never forget, pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I've had a lot, like, you know, lots of fun, like crazy, or, you know, like in Israel, a lot of parties that I played in Israel, like busted by the police and big commotions. And but I've always been super lucky, always managed to like get out before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, same in Goa also, like, you know, crazy, like just, yeah, with all the different people and you know, high people, just yeah, a lot of stories. It'd be fun, actually. I think a lot of us DJs could write some cool books.
I know, right? Be nice to write it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, and I mean, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. And you know, I mean, I hope sometime we get to meet at some party. Would be nice.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for having me. It was really fun. Have so much fun with you.
Yeah.
You have a big smile, beautiful smile. Really good to talk with you. Have a good vibe.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's been a real pleasure. And yeah, and once again, thanks for doing it at you know, short notice. And and yeah, and I wish you, like, you know, all the best in New Zealand. I mean, it sounds like it's amazing anyways there for you. So
yeah.
Yeah. And
thank you.
yeah, and let's stay in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sometime for sure, especially in Goa, maybe.
Yeah, you never know, hey. I will try and go back in a couple of years for sure.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Yeah, and thank you everybody who's been here tuning in, you know, supporting us. Thank you for all your hearts. And yeah. And
when the video finish, we still have the opportunity to see the message, or not really?
No, that's the only problem with the live Instagram, is that we don't get all of the comments. So yeah.
Sorry guys, I couldn't see the comments at some point. I love you.
Yeah, we love you. Yeah, and we send you, everybody stay safe and good vibes, and be kind to everybody.
Yes. Hope to play for you guys soon.
Yeah.
When all this thing is over. And then you, amazing life, Domino. Thank you for having me. Have a beautiful life. And
yeah, you too. Obrigado. Wait, how do you say obrigado? Obrigado.
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 Yeah. Obrigado.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.